Hey everyone, Hindered Souls here, and today I want to talk about the art fundamentals, form, and perspective, and what I have noticed about studying these fundamentals. So, right now, I'm just gonna show you guys some of the studies I've been doing. I've been using this winter's break from college to study these fundamentals and get a deeper understanding of them because these are essential in the line of work I'm trying to do, aka illustration, animation, and creating a comic. So this is insanely important for me to get down. But anyway, so what I've noticed about form, right? This is like all I'm gonna say in this video is downright like obvious to intermediate artists and veterans and all that stuff. But I'm just gonna go over some of the stuff I noticed. Right, so with this exercise, I don't know why I named it tilt. Oh, okay, it was this one. Alright, so the 9 grid, right? So with this exercise, it helped me understand how like each form, right? They sort of have like, how do I say? This kind of sounds cringe or something like that, but they sort of have like a dance partner, like these shapes, like this cylinder right here, boom, circle, and then on the other side it's a circle. Pretty obvious, yes, but once you remember that for all these forms and stuff, it makes it, I guess, easier in a way to picture them in 3D space. So mastering form, right, is like, it's crazy useful. Like it helps build, how do I say, I think it was structure's the word. Like, man, don't get me started on the fact that you can use these simple forms to just make like a whole like body out of them, like cylinders, rectangles. Like it's mainly these not cylinders and rectangles, cylinders and cubes, boxes. This is also a no-brainer, but it's just insane to think about. With my art, I usually never really, I guess, thought deeply about all this form stuff, but after doing these studies, it's becoming more apparent that this is like insanely important. So I'm just gonna go on to the next one. This is the tilt. I need to practice it a little bit more. It's low-key difficult. I think it's definitely something to do with perspective, and I think this is 2 point, but I'm gonna dive into that later. But yeah, this is a great exercise to practice tilting, right? And then we also got spinning the form around. Now, a sphere is super easy to do. Anyone could do it, but properly conveying that it's spinning or turning, that's what makes this form, like, I think, realized. Well, let's just say 3D. That's what makes it 3D. And then with anything else, like this pyramid or box, like you can be like, oh yeah, this is definitely 3D. But yeah, like I was just scrolling on YouTube and they were like, yo, this exercise really helps with form. And I'm like, how does spinning an open box help? And it does. Like, this is insanely like helpful. All these exercises are crazy, super crazy. But yeah, so that's spin, and then we got deform. I kind of like just out of nowhere just start freestyling during the study. Got some cutting into the forms. This exercise is actually pretty fun because you can do some insane stuff, and it actually leads to like realizing, wait, if I cut into this shape, I can make this shape. And that's when stuff starts getting crazy. Like, I think this right here was a cylinder, right? A nice cylinder, and then I cut into it and then made a mimic out of it. I just made like a goblin guy over here. But right here, this nice, not a pyramid, I think it's like triangular prism, I don't know. But yeah, just cutting into it. And then, like I said before with the dance partner thing, whatever happens right here in this spot, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but whatever happens right here, it happens on the other side. And then as soon as you convey that, that's like, oh wait, this looks 3D, because this is happening right here and it's right here. And then there's all this stuff right here. We got this cube I cut into. It's great. This exercise is low-key fun, and one I need to, I guess, do more, because you can't, well, not can't, you can cut into a form, but you can also like stretch it and deform it. There's so many things you can do. And then these characters down here is something I'll most likely talk about in another video. But yeah, we got deform, then we got everyday objects, just some stuff I found around the room, and like cutting into the shapes and blocking in the forms first is something I wish I knew before starting my comic. And now that I know it, like so far working on the latest episode, it's making drawing everything so much easier. Just blocking in stuff like this shoe right here, blocking it into a rectangle prism. My brain's like slow right now. I did not eat yet. I'm gonna make me a good bowl of ramen. But anyways, yeah, just putting a form, placing it there, and then drawing the object that you want in there, it just solidifies that, oh, this is 3D. And man, wait till I get the perspective. It's crazy. But yeah, here's this, just drawing everyday objects. All these exercises, I recommend them. This is just yeah, this was actually, yeah, just more cutting into stuff, and then some random freestyle stuff. What is this? Oh god. Oh, I kind of don't want you guys to see this. It's kind of cursed. So this is my first attempt at drawing a hand, but blocking in the forms first. And on the right, I did that, and yeah, I need to practice using these forms. And on the left, this is what I usually do. I just like do like I think a circle and then a rectangle, right? And then just do it that way. There's so many possibilities to make stuff. That's what makes art so like insanely cool. But anyways, this is some more random stuff. This right here is an example of cutting into a form. So this is actually a cylinder, and I cut into it, and then now I got a, man, I don't remember the name of this. Isn't it like a chamber, a barrel? I don't know. But basically just like a big revolver or something. Yeah, just blocking and stuff. Like, so many experienced artists told me, just block it in with forms, and I was like, dude, what? And then I did it, I'm like, this is so much easier. It is insanely good. But yeah, it's just some random stuff too. Got our homie Mark Grayson over here from Invincible. Great show. And that is it for form. Now I'm going to find my perspective study. Yep. Alrighty, here it is, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have perspective. Now this right here, this has been the boogeyman of my art career. This fundamental has been bullying me for as long as I can remember. And during this break, I've been trying to understand it by doing all these exercises. Now, I'm not going to cover everything about perspective. I'm just talking about the concept and the exercises I've been doing to improve. But yeah, so what I did so far for perspective study, make a grid, right? Well, make these frames and then just go frame to frame, filling it in with different perspectives, right? There's 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, all that. And yeah, 1 point is insanely easy. I feel like all of us, even beginner artists, have made that, how do I say, what is it called? Now I'm just gonna say it's just 1 point perspective. There's a house right here, and it's just a road. It goes all the way to the sunset, and there's maybe trees on the side. So that's easy peasy. But wait until you see how 2 point perspective is. And oh my god, don't get me started on this horizon line stuff. But yeah, here's what I was talking about over here. It looks busted, but I hope you guys can see the vision. But yeah, understanding perspective in 3D space is a must for creating comics, and I guess creating, how do I say, big scenes. Maybe you have a scene with your characters running away from something. Understanding 3D space is insanely helpful, and I feel essential if you're trying to create stuff like that. But then again, like I said in the last video, there's no wrong way to do art. It's all up to you how you want to do things. So anyways, here is 2 point perspective. So far it is mildly difficult, but the grid, oh my god, if you guys want, I could cover perspective in a video by itself and form also, but yeah, anyways, yeah, just making a grid from these vanishing points is insanely helpful. I already know the intermediate artists and super duper veteran artists are just shaking their head yeah, we know, but so far, comprehending all this has been a game changer for me. I might show an example of the latest episode of the webtoon for context for how this perspective is changing how I'm doing my art. But yeah, these are just the exercises. I just plot down a horizon line, toss a vanishing point, draw 4 or 5 boxes, and try to make them look like they are in perspective. Now, another thing that helps with understanding perspective is breakdowns. Now, I know there's like I said before, I just stopped saying it. If you know, you know, but if you don't, breaking down these pictures and finding the vanishing points and the horizon line is just so helpful. Like this right here, 2-point perspective. Boom, all these lines going to a vanishing point. And now, since I have that, I could just simply go in. Granted, I'm still learning, but you could like, okay, so this guy is this height. Alright, I don't know if I can scale this properly, but say maybe he went down here. I'm not using a ruler. I'm probably like hurting your guys' eyes. So he's closer to that vanishing point. So keep in mind, I'm still learning. I feel like you're never not learning when you're doing art. But maybe he'll be like this big. If he was down here, draw a little dude in here. Still have yet to draw like characters in these just like boxes and putting them in perspective, but yeah, so maybe he'll just be bigger right here because he's away from that. There's, oh man, if you guys end up liking like me talk about perspective and form, I can go more in depth with them if you would like, but I'm just glossing over the, well, not glossing over, but covering the importance of doing these breakdowns. So helpful. But I think that leads us to our last thing, and that is my latest practice of perspective. So just using rulers, you know, making nice and clean lines for the perspective and all that. Then we got, oh, I'm not gonna cover that yet. We got 2-point perspective. It is definitely something. Like if you have experience with doing 2-point perspective, it can be very dynamic. And then like these 2 vanishing points, like you can do like some insane stuff right here. Like, man, I need to get into doing some practice with anatomy, because what I see here is maybe like there's a guy, right? There's a guy right here. What if he's like vaulting over this? This looks terrible. Hold on. Yeah, you know, he's just gonna, I don't know, maybe he's like back here. He's like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna go down here. Boom. And he's like this is a whole scene right here. This is a whole panel, right? This is a whole storyboard if you really wanted to. Just have him boom, boom, boom. And maybe like he jumps up here, and then like it's so much insane stuff you can do once you like get a handle on these art fundamentals. And from someone that often ignored these and just went on with their day, this is like I am glad I put in the time to understand this. Like this is so helpful with understanding all this stuff that comes with art, this 3D space stuff. But anyways, rant over. Now let's talk about 3-point perspective. Now I am 80% sure that I should have spaced out these vanishing points right here for its, I think that's distorted. Yeah, that's distorted. Yeah, but yeah, 3-point perspective, like once you can like move around the I forgot which axis it is, but basically having a vanishing point like right here, like this changes everything. Like this is where you see those shots of maybe there's a character standing over someone, maybe there is a dude on a building and someone's looking up at him. He's like, whoa, how did he get up there? Like there's so much stuff that you can do once you understand perspective. And veterans know this, and they start doing insane stuff like, what is it? I think like fisheye lens. When they have like a bunch of vanishing points. I might have to look into it, but my friend, she's like really good with doing fish islands, and I'm like, dude, how do you do that? Like, it's insane. But oh, I'm getting called. Hold on. Anyways, I think that's it for the video. If you made it to the end, thanks for listening to me rant and rave about, I just dropped something. Rant and rave about all this stuff with art. And if you guys like this little rant and rave about the importance of art fundamentals, be sure to drop a like, turn on notifications, and subscribe if you want to. But yeah, that's it, and have a great one, and keep learning.